Hi, welcome to Back to School Night virtually. I'm disappointed I can't meet you all in person, but I am so excited to be your child's second grade math teacher this year. So I wanted to quickly just give some important information about math. This is my contact information. The best way to reach me is via email, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Canvas will be our page for communication, homework, and learning links. So my Canvas course looks like this, and your child will become very proficient at clicking this button when they're in math class. So when you click on my Canvas, you will see the homework. So this is the best way if your child gets home from school and can't remember if there's homework or not. You can click on the Canvas page on resources and pop up the homework page. There is no homework for this week. We don't actually start homework until lesson 1.5. Yesterday, we did not start formal everyday math. We worked on getting to know each other. Today, the students will be taking a beginning of the year test. This year is a little different since none of my students took first grade math last year. There was no advanced math here at Cherry Tree. So I want to make sure I have a good baseline on where the kids are starting so we can figure out what lagging skills I need to teach before we get going on second grade math. I will shoot a Canvas announcement or a quick email when we do start homework so you are aware. This is our home link book. It will come home today. Here's another view of it. Your child's name will go on it. I would encourage you to keep this at home, not in their backpack, so that they understand that home links are done at home. The only students that I would recommend keeping it in their backpack is if your child goes to ESC and you want their homework done at ESC. That way it can be done at ESC and you can see it if you want to that evening. So the way I do homework is they will do their homework in their home link book. They will tear the sheet out that they did. They'll need to remember to put their name up in the corner. And then they'll bring it back to school the next day and we'll go over it. I always encourage parents to check the homework with the kids. Sometimes they're little, they rush, and they might make a silly mistake on the whole page. So if you could check it before they put it in their folder, I would appreciate it. And then we'll go over it in class as well. Several parents have asked, my child gets done with their math homework in 5 minutes. Is there extra that they can do? So they can always play games on Everyday Math Online, which I'm going to show in a second. Another great skill is to practice addition or subtraction flashcards. And I'm also going to be introducing the class to Extra Math, which is a program online to help them memorize their addition, subtraction, multiplication, and then division facts. So my goal would be that by the end of math this year, all my students have passed Extra Math addition and subtraction. So when that comes home tonight, there will be a letter. I would encourage you to sync your email so you get notifications on how your child is doing on Extra Math. They can practice this at home as well. Some kids are really competitive and really enjoy Extra Math. I give them a prize when they pass addition or subtraction and they get a certificate. It's a really neat program. Right here is our math report card standards. So when you click on this link, you can see everything your child will have to know by the end of the year. So a lot of parents see the first quarter report card and go, oh my gosh, my child's at a 1. It's not A, B, C, D, F. A 1 just means we're beginning to understand this skill, and they don't need to be at a 5 in October. The goal is to be at a 5 in all the areas by the end of the year. So if you see your child has 1s, 2s, 3s, or not assessed, it's just because we have not hit that yet in second grade math. There's 2 areas I'd like to really talk to you about, and one is money and the second is time. These are the 2 hardest skills for first graders to understand in advanced math. So money, the first step would be making sure your child knows the difference between a penny, a nickel, a dime, and a quarter. And then being able to count by 5s, 10s, and 25s. But then the hardest skill is having them skip count. So I would recommend at home practicing saying, let's count by 25s and go 25, 50, and then tell them stop. Now switch count. Let's count by 10s. And they go from 50 and count by 10s. 60, 70, 80, and then say stop, and then count by fives, 85, 90, 95, stop, count by ones, 96, 97, 98, 99, $1, and then going past $1 even. This could be practiced in the car on the way to a sporting practice, or, anytime you see fit. That is a really hard skill for the kids to understand. The other is time. A lot of kids get the minute hand and the hour hand confused. So I teach them that the word hour is a shorter word. It only has 4 letters, so it's the shorthand. The word minute is a longer word, so it's going to be the longer hand on the clock. So the expectation is by the end of the year, they can tell time to the 5 minutes. So that's another great skill to practice at home. So those are the standards. I've talked about the HomeLink book. Everyday Math can also be found on the Canvas page. So I wanted to take you in to my math course. So when your child goes to courses, they'll click on Math. And then once they're in Math, you can click on Math Class Resources. And I will link this presentation once I finish this on this page. You can also see the homework right here by clicking if your child isn't sure if we have homework. And then if we go back on my main page, you will also see my contact info. But learning modules is really important. So I tell the kids the light bulb is where they'll get their learning if they're home. So if your child is put into quarantine, if your child is sick, if you go on vacation, a lot of times I get emails from parents, what do I do? Can I have their work in advance? Everything is on Canvas. So they can stay up to date when they're home by just clicking on the module for the day. So I try to just keep one module up at a time so it doesn't confuse them. So today is August 24th. Today we're doing the beginning of the year assessment. So your child would click on Unit 1 math slides. I link my whole unit presentation on Google Slides. So you'll need to make sure that you go to the correct day. So yesterday, this is what we did. You'll see today's lesson always starts with a math message. And you'll see that because the heading on Canvas said, I'm trying to show you. It said beginning of the year test. You'll know that this is the lesson for today. There's always 2 slides for each day. So your child, if they were at home, could do the math message on a white sheet of paper, on a whiteboard if you had at home, whatever you want to do. They'd write down the 4 coins and their values, show it to you, or they could send me a picture. And then they would go to our math workshop routine, which we are still learning since we're on day 2. But these are must-dos. They have to get done. So they would have to get the beginning of the year test done and extra math. And after today, your child will know how to get on extra math. These are may-dos. So if they had extra time at home, if they just want extra practice, they could get on ABC, or they could play the Math with Partner game. This, unfortunately, you wouldn't have at home. A lot of times the game is something that is online or you have access to at home. And then here is our learning target for the day. I can show what I know on the beginning of the year test. So let's say your child was absent tomorrow. They would click, there's no homework tomorrow. Here's the math message. Here's lesson 1.1 that we're going to do tomorrow. I need to update this still, but they would have to do math journal page 1. So you might say, well, my child does not have their math journal at home. So I can show you how to access all the everyday math things. So on the sidebar here, it's called Connect Ed. It's connecting them, to our math program. So they would click on that. When they click on it, it will pop up just the student edition. Mine's going to pop up both. They click on student, and their screen looks like this. So I'm on lesson 00, meaning I'm on the beginning of the year test. Anything we're doing in class, they have access to here. So the games they have access to, which I'll teach them how to get to, they can do 1-player, 2-player. They can even challenge themselves and play higher grade level games. There is everyday math at home. So if your child lost their home link book, you could click here on today's home link, click there, and you can print it right off. So there's that. There's not a home link for today's lesson, so they're just kind of showing you all the tools here. There's an e-toolkit, which is really helpful if your child likes manipulatives and you do not have them at home. So if I can move this out of the way. Unfortunately, there we go. There's e-tools right here, and there's all these different tools they can use. So let's say we were working on fact practice and they wanted to work on fact triangles. They can put a fact triangle up. There's counters if they want to use them and drag them on the screen to help with counting. There's money, there's dominoes, there's great fraction manipulatives to practice different fractions. So this is a great tool for them to use at home as well. So that's Everyday Math Online. If there are worksheets, then you can print those from here too. Oh, and then my ebook would be their math journal. Sorry, I forgot to show that. So they would click on volume 1. All of first semester were in volume 1. And when they click on that, it will take them to the math journal pages. Unfortunately, today there really isn't a math journal page because we are on not on a lesson, but if it was lesson 1-1 and they had to do this page, then they have access to that page and can print it off or complete it online and send it to me. Let's see if I can go back right here. So that is Everyday Math Online. It's a great tool if your child is not at school. If you have any issues with it, you can send me an email. I'm happy to help. And I'll be showing the kids all of this in class as well. We are just not there yet because we're only on our second day of math. Let me get back to my presentation right here. Sorry. So I think that's it for math. I'm really excited to be your child's teacher. I think we're going to have a great year together. Feel free to email me any questions after viewing this, and I appreciate your time. Have a good evening.